Assalamualaikum everyone. क्या हाल चाल है? Okay, everyone, welcome to another session of People's Path to Progress 2030. I am Elizabeth Ayyar, founder and CEO of Green HRS. I am also an awardee for UGRED Scholarship and UN Women 30 for 2030 program. And today I'm going to be your host and moderator. So looking forward to a wonderful conversation with these guests. Let's start with this session today. We already know the topic, which is AI in HR. But अभी जब हमने ये एक्टिविटी की पीपल की तरफ से तो हमें समझ आई कि यार कोई डिफरेंस नहीं समझ आ रहा, राइट? We all got a little bit shaken that what's happening right now, what's the situation? And I know no matter how futuristic we are, but we are still fearful. Some of us do have these questions in our head कि क्या वाकई ये हमारी जॉब्स तो नहीं चली जाने लगी? या what's the extent to it? जितनी जल्दी ये चीज़ें आ रही हैं, जितनी जल्दी न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज़ आ रही हैं, कितनी जल्दी है कि हम लोगों की जॉब्स रिप्लेस हो जाएंगी या हम इवन खुद रिप्लेस हो जाएंगे, इवन अब तो ये भी फियर स्टार्ट हो गया है. सो विद दिस इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ द टॉपिक आई थिंक हमारे पास जो आज पैनल है उससे ज़्यादा अच्छा कोई हो ही नहीं सकता टू एक्चुअली एक्सप्लेन टू यू दैट वी शुड नॉट बी फियरफुल एट दिस पॉइंट. थोड़ा सा डरना चाहिए बट आई थिंक उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. So let's go into the introduction of our guest speakers, starting with Sir Khurram Rana. Thank you so much for being here. He is the Global CHRO of NetSol Technologies with over 20 years of experience in HR management, organization development, and Lean Six Sigma frameworks. So please everyone, a huge round of applause for Sir Khurram. Then we have Sir Abubakar Siddiq Alvi with us. He is the CHRO of Punjab Group, another seasoned professional with over a decade of experience, a Fulbright scholar, and also I think his key specializations are HR transformations on larger scale. So a huge round of applause for him as well. Then we have Ma'am Arooj Pirzada with us, who is the head of human resource at Nishad Group. She's a seasoned HR professional, a very recent Humphrey Fellow as well. And her specialization is also in talent acquisition and your organization development. So huge round of applause, everyone. And last but not the least, we have Ma'am Hira with us. Ma'am Hira Jabin here is an HR professional with over 10 years of experience, especially in manufacturing. When we talk about leadership development and succession planning, I think you are wonderful. You're doing wonderful work. And she's the head of HR at Ream Rice Mills, everyone. So please, a huge round of applause. So with this introduction, we see that we have such a diverse experience. We are covering different fields of HR, and today's session, I really want to, go towards a conversational session instead of just a question answering, because when you have so much diverse experience, really want to get everyone's feedback on different fields. So. Well, I think let's just start with you because we are just talking about what's the balance, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you think when an organization is using an AI tool, where's the balance between the AI efficiency and your human-centric approach?
Okay. First of all, thank you for the opportunity. It's always a pleasure to meet all fellow HR professionals. Normally when we're at work and we're working, we just don't get that kind of time. So thank you for that. See, I think the question itself has certain elements of the answer. AI is still developing, so it's an ongoing thing. I think the first thing for any organization and as HR people is communication. I think organizations are hell-bent on adopting AI or benefiting from AI, but nobody's really taking out the time to educate their own employees that, you know what, this is good. If you read history, you'll remember I especially take away something from the time railroads were new to the African continent or to us. Even back in the days when the US, when the railroad was new, people who were accustomed to using awesome horses, thoroughbreds, for transport, you know what they would do? A train would be going through the locality, they'd take the horse and then they'd start riding it and then they'd go in front of it and that would be like really give them a high. They'd be like, oh, acha, humne bata diya. They go, yeah, what is this? But the key takeaway was that there were certain things that the railroad did much better. And that's what made sure that it's still around today, right? Versus losing out horses as a means of transport commonly used around the world. I think the same thing applies to every innovative thing that's come along the age. AI poses certain benefits. We can either choose to be those riders who want to go in front of that train and kind of assume, hey, we're faster, got this Indian or Arab thoroughbred. Or we can say that, you know what, this is what AI can do for me, so I need to change. And some of the latest research that I've studied, and I'm sure you too, it's how we process information is changing. So the ability for us on how we want to learn is changing. We already went from cramming and remembering things to kind of going into this abstract thinking and problem solving and breaking down complex problems into simpler ones. We're now coming into another thing where it's like, hey, prompt writing. I'm sure you remember, like maybe 1 or 2 decades ago, we used to have this exercise in these highly strategized interviews. And we would ask people, would say, you know what, this is a problem. Socks factory, chip makers, real estate, whatever. You're a person who has to make a decision. I'm the CEO. If you ask me a question, I'll give you the correct answer. But if you don't ask me a question, I will not guide you, right? And then you're assessing the person's ability to ask you the right question and then ultimately give you something like, okay, should I buy this factory? Should I sell this? What price should I make out? And that kind of stuff. That's exactly what I see happening now. With AI, especially with all the tools that we've got, the better question that you ask, the better result you'll get. So I've met some people who've said, "Yaar, AI to bilkul fazool hai yaar. वो मैंने उससे ये पूछा, it gave me a ridiculous output, and I could do better." But then I'm like, hey, I know a lot of kids who are using AI and they're getting fabulous results, right? Some of these pictures, I mean, honestly, I was like, wow. Yeah. Mera bura din aa gaya. This is AI, it was real. But that's how advanced AI has become. But it really depends on how well your prompt is crafted and the sequence of information that you're doing it in, right? So I took this small course, it's like a 40-minute course, but it really changed how I look at prompt writing. So it said, you go on any of these GPTs, first you analyze a document or a situation, then you move to, let's say, imaging, then you go to multimodal, but you can go through all that step by step, kind of feeding it information and then coming to what you want, and then you refine it, right? A very simple thing, and I'm sure this will get better as time goes on. So from the point of fearing it, I think my excitement should say in itself, I think we are at that pivotal point where we are now transforming as a world into something different. So we can either be fearful and we can lose out, be jobless, be depressed. I'm usually happy if I'm making money, so direct relation there, right? Or we can look at this as a great opportunity to further ourselves. There's such an array of information available. I mean, you can literally use the same AI tool to learn about it, right? I think for the organizations as well, same thing. Some of the things that we're seeing over here, especially with People AI, this is really what, even as an organization, we at NetSol are doing. I mean, we're doing it at our cost. Obviously, when an organization does it and puts it out, it's phenomenally better because they're investing in it, right? But even the example to give here is that even if your organization is smaller, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You can use that information and the data you have, train your own LLM and take out the results. So I think even as HR people in organizations that might not have that many resources, we are blessed with this technology now which can help us, not only in day-to-day things, but further as well. So I think we're at great time right now.
Great. I think that's very insightful. Yep. But continuing this conversation, actually, moving to you, yep. Abubakar, and I think it's going to be a collective answer at the end for this session. So you have so much experience in transformations and you see culture, you're dealing with it in Punjab Group as well. What do you think is the role of HR, AI in HR when you're talking about organization cultures and especially when you're changing the culture?
So culture is something that is not static. Let's start with that. So to understand what culture is, it's important to know that culture is something that evolves and it's a continuously evolving process. So when you put your anchor down on culture, what you're trying to do is you're trying to incubate something, and that is contrary to innovation. So with AI and working on culture, so the first thing you have to look at is, are people adaptive to change? So I think my experience, at least in the last two organizations that I worked, is your senior stakeholders have to actually embrace this concept first. You see people down the road, I have one gentleman sitting right in front of me. So he was working with us in our last organization. He was doing a lot of work on his own and bringing that to his line manager. Some of it got accepted, some of it didn't. And I had a lot of coaching sessions with this gentleman. One case in point being that if your leadership is not willing to change, and I'm talking not just culture, it's the mindset that needs to first change, to be adaptable. If your handbrake's pulled on not changing the status quo, nothing can do wonders for you. Your AI or anything you bring to the table will not work. So from a cultural perspective, I think the first investment any HR leader would do is to bring sensitization around why this is important. And my friend here has very rightly pointed out it's something that we have to embrace. And there are two sides of the coin. There's the good side and the bad side with AI. A lot of dark scenarios have been shared on YouTube and TED Talks. But that all comes along the way. Technology is never clean. So how you use technology is what matters. So from a cultural perspective, the first thing to do is to basically educate and advise your leaders on where this can work for us. From a cultural change perspective, I think the more important thing is to bring people to this sensitization that we have to adapt and we have to move forward. So if everybody aligns to moving forward, then we talk about how do we move forward. And when we say how do we move forward, that's where you bring in these tools to the table. You talk about package suites that are available. There's a lot of free stuff available. So what I tried doing in my last 2-3 stints was that I started working on the free tools, bringing stuff to my managing director or to some of the senior stakeholders, telling them, oh, I did this with this tool, and why don't you try it out? I know this gentleman in your team. He's adaptive to change. The guy I've spoken to, I do my homework in the background. I ask the guy to kind of, show eagerness. They go back to their manager. And then you have these cases you start building into the system that, in this department, this gentleman tried doing this. They made a presentation with this tool. It was very, very engaging for the participants. Look, this is free. So you start building adoption. And then once people start thinking about it, talking about it, then you introduce something that is concrete, and you come up with a roadmap. You start with one function. So I'm also in my current role. Also, I talk to my team about using Grammarly properly. So we do a lot of employee communication. You do a lot of communication about job postings. So we have more than I think 17, 18 LinkedIn pages that we run. So every page has a different post, different set of audience. So you have to tailor your communication to those people. So a lot of tools that help you devise those job posts. A lot of times I have a guy who's practically an accountant and he deals with payroll. So he's pretty dry on, sorry to the accountants, but I've asked that gentleman to use, so we have Microsoft, so we use Copilot a lot. So उनको literally train करना पड़ा है कि आप सवाल पूछें. And rightly so, prompt engineering is one very, very fundamental skill to learn. It's like the ABCD of using ChatGPT or any other tool. So I can share a live example in my last organization, which was Master Group. So we ran a prompt session for half a day. I think it was half a day. And we had people from 5-6 different business units and around 500 plus people online. And we had prepared a couple of scenarios for different functions. People went through those, and it was very, very engaging in the whole session itself. And then we gave objectives to people to test run those scenarios. And a lot of people started using the different tools. So mostly ChatGPT, क्योंकि आप कह लें, they took the first mover advantage, the easy adoption उसकी है. Now we have like dozens of tools available. Yeah. So that I think the culture aspect is very important. So it's not just a tool; it's the mindset that needs to first shift. So,
And I think that was a really good answer for all the HR professionals who keep coming up to me as well and asking me that, how do we start with AI, right? Our management is not approving. So you can give examples like he did, like you start using it yourself, and then you can go to your top level management and give them the reports that, okay, this is what we generated from AI, and we think it might be helpful to you as well. And another very important thing which I want to move towards Aruj as well. Aruj, there's always this time, and I have experienced this myself, so this is a very big organization that I'm talking about. Unfortunately, they had this job description on their LinkedIn that they are inclusive, and then there was a preference that they are only hiring male workers, right? So this prompt engineering, we need to learn this. So what can you tell me from a talent acquisition perspective, that if you're using AI in hiring or creating job descriptions, for example, what needs to be done, what needs to be kept in mind? What's your thoughts on that?
Firstly, thank you everyone for having me over. I think what my panelists have already talked about and the interesting example that you gave, we really need to understand at one level that ChatGPT or any kind of AI models that anyone is using, they are all being trained by who? Can anyone tell me, right? Thank you. So they're all being trained by humans at the end of the day, right? So with the whole concept of, if you see globally also, the maximum amount of work that is being done in AI, in the usage of AR, is for talent acquisition side. There are multiple cases in points. If you look at Unilever, they've reduced like their 75% time to fill positions. So that's kind of like a really good case in point for all of them. So interestingly, what you said, and I wanted to talk about this maybe in the second half, but I'm glad that you brought it up right now. There's also an ethical dilemma in AI and the bias that we talk about. Can anyone tell me how many of you have ever heard of AI hallucinations? If anyone could raise their hand. Okay, good, we have one person. Anybody else? So I would strongly encourage all of you to please Google or use ChatGPT or whatever version of AI you're using and look up AI hallucinations as well. So that's a real thing, and I'll give you a case in point for Amazon as well. So Amazon started developing its own AI model in 2014, and they were using it for recruitment purposes, just like you're talking about, making job descriptions and streamlining their entire process. What happened, interestingly, after a year is they started spotting some bias in their selection process. Because inherently and traditionally, all tech jobs, if you see, are male-dominated. Yeah. So the people who were training the LLM for, or the whatever AI model it was, whatever they were calling it, the people had an inherent bias in them, and they were training that model based on that inherent bias, which they were also not aware of. Yeah. So what the model was doing is that any resume that would come across and had the word woman in it, and I'm serious, you can look it up, this is like a real, yeah. It's one of the biggest case studies for AI, bias in AI and recruitment. So any resume that would pop up that had the word woman in it or women in it, it would automatically put it to a side. So it was pointed out, and then in 2017, they shut down that entire model. It's not that they even tweaked it, because it had been so trained over so repetitively that they couldn't really do anything about it, and they had to shut it down and start a new version altogether. So to your point, I think honestly, AI, the maximum amount of work that is being done is in the talent acquisition side, from streamlining your job positions to doing video interviews, doing all kinds of AI assessments as well. Mm-hmm. All of these are being done, and there are a lot of free tools that you can Google and start using them as well, like one of my panelists also already mentioned.
Perfect, that's great. And thank you for bringing into light that case study. I also taught that in MBA class, and that was very insightful. And it's eye-opening as well, that we are unconsciously putting our own biases into the learning as well. So, okay, great. I think that's a great start. So let's move towards Hira. So Hira, whenever we talk about AI and then we talk about leadership and how the management is actually working, we often see setbacks, like, okay, maybe some management, is not very open towards, going all into the AI. And it is actually sensible, especially from your manufacturing side point of view. So what are your thoughts about succession planning and leadership development when you talk about AI in HR?
First of all, I would second the Abu Bakr opinions, जिसमें Abu Bakr ने बताया था कि see, first of all, start using the free tools and present the data. You know, data is everything that you can present to the management, work on your data, and the second thing I would like to, like, first of all, मैं सबको बताना चाहूँगी, जैसे कि अलिशमा ने हमें सबसे पहले start किया था, उसमें अलिशमा ने बताया था कि we are fearful of like maybe AI will replace the jobs, but I don't think, be relaxed, I don't think, जैसे अरूज ने भी बोला, क्योंकि ये AI को भी जो train कर रहे हैं वो humans हैं. We all are humans who are sitting and discussing the AI. So यही सब कुछ है. हाँ, दो चीज़ें हैं that you need to learn and you need to adopt. There are two kinds of learners, the vertical learners and horizontal learners. So you need to be specific about your job. You need to be very, you know, conscious when you are learning. And before that, we've been making the data. Now AI will make the data, and we will learn the data. We will learn the decision makings. We will learn and we will present what AI has made. So you need to learn the prompt engineering. That's तो वही बात कि जहाँ मैंने अभी अपना स्टार्ट किया था तो वो यही था कि first of all I did a training on the prompt engineering for everyone in the manufacturing from the factory side. क्योंकि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में अगर आप फैक्ट्री में जाते हैं उनका तो कंप्यूटर यूज़ करना ही इतना प्रॉब्लमेटिक है समटाइम्स. अच्छा, थैंक्स टू AI कि ईमेल्स बहुत बेहतर हो गई हैं सबकी. So now you understand what they are saying.
And it's not just in manufacturing, I think
Exactly,
that's
It's
everywhere.
everywhere.
that's everywhere. So I think we all agree on that कि अब जो है ना हमारी emails और how do we like want, और प्लस अगर आपको prompt engineering नहीं आती तो वो हो भी नहीं सकता. बिकॉज मेरे सामने तो एक केस ये भी आया, एक email send out हुई हमारे career पेज से to ask a guy for the interview. उसने बताना था कि वो अवेलेबल नहीं हो सकता, तो उसने चैट GPT को बताया कहीं जाकर और उसने हमें कॉपी पेस्ट किया. सो ही कॉपी पेस्टेड एवरीथिंग. और उसमें ये भी आ रहा था वुड यू लाइक टू नो सारे क्वेश्चन. सो यू नीड टू बी केयरफुल. सो ये है AI को लर्न करना. तो ऐसे केसेस भी हैं जो हमने देखे हैं. So when it comes to leadership and the data, that is learn the data. Basically, analytics is everything. Succession is everything. AI can do the illusions, can make the bias, but biasness इससे ख़त्म भी होती है when you have the accurate data. तो आपका जो data AI को input जा रहा होगा. इनफैक्ट उससे ये भी होता है कि प्रोडक्शन में व्हेन वी आर इन द प्रोडक्शन तो उसमें बहुत सारी जॉब्स होती हैं. देयर आर मल्टीपल जॉब्स और उस मल्टीपल जॉब्स को आपने कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करना है फॉर द सक्सेशन प्लानिंग. दैट्स क्वाइट हार्ड. आप उसमें कि कौन सा QA का भी है एक रिसोर्स और हम उसको प्रोडक्शन के अगर ऑपरेशंस में भी लेके जा सकते हैं वो कैसे लेके जा सकते हैं. तो आई थिंक AI कैन हेल्प अ लॉट बाय पुटिंग द डेटा करेक्टली. आप उसको मार्क कर सकते हैं. हमारे पास शीट्स अवेलेबल हैं. शीट्स पे AI को इंटीग्रेट करके उसके साथ चल सकते हैं. शीट्स गूगल फॉर्म्स हैं. गूगल फॉर्म्स के साथ आप जाके शीट AI यूज़ करें. दैट आई हैज़ यूज्ड ऑलरेडी. और उसमें जाके यूज़ करके आप करें तो दैट हैज़ डेवलप्ड एट वेल. हमारा वो सक्सेशन प्लानिंग इसमें हमारी काम हुई है. लीडरशिप डेवलपमेंट में भी काम हुआ है ऑलरेडी.
Yes, that's perfect. So I think this first round of questions is really open or insight. No matter which field you're looking at in HR, either it's your organization development, your succession planning, your talent acquisition, even your organization culture, if you're talking about it, it is integrated into AI now, and it's useful actually. And again, I think with any other technology, like for example, when we were digital transformation जो banks की भी हुई, so we saw the same thing. People were so scared कि पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा, बैंक का system खराब हो जाएगा, but it happened. And it was actually for the betterment of the banks as well. Yeah. So now that we have established like the theoretical part of AI in HR, I would look back to you, Khurram. Can you specify HR, like AI-driven HR tools, either there in NetSol or if you yourself personally recommend those tools for organization development or your overall human resource management?
That's a wonderful question. I'll start off by saying these are still tools in process. Right now, you could have one tool today that you could say it's awesome and it's all great, but 10 days down the lane, you could have something better. An actual answer to this, better than I can, is if you wrote the same thing on ChatGPT and it'll give you an answer. Okay, OD, these are 6 tools. You know, you'd have SAP and Oracle. All of these are in the market. They've been there for decades. They can do a good job. And there are lots of new companies who've come in, and they're bringing in a lot of products. The core element is that we as humans have always found the fact that, you know, like we thought, hey, we can write poetry. AI can't. That's what we've always thought, right? But now AI can. So I did a little research on that to see, hey, you know, wow, are we being replaced, really? But it turns out that, you know what, while humans or our intelligence and the artificial intelligence have a lot in common, there are also certain very glaring differences, for which for now we don't need to be very fearful, generally speaking. So when we talk about HR, we talk about using different tools. No matter how perfect the tool is in terms of the output you get, it'll always lack an element of lateral thinking. It'll always lack certain amount of serendipity. आप अपने इर्द-गिर्द देखें, as HR people, the lots of times, I mean, I, for example, after having spent so many years in the industry, I can tell you, today I look back and I say, oh, okay, इस बच्चे का मुझे पता था ये बड़ा great, you know, professional होगा. I gave a chance to this guy in software engineering today. He's a director. He has his own company, something like that. AI can't do that yet. So we as humans, we go on gut feeling. We go, okay, lucky, and we just get lucky, or we just have this thing where we connect some data and we still don't know how we do it. And it just happens, and we make a decision, abrupt decision, whatever it is. AI doesn't. So even now with using tools, yes, you can find out this person missed these days, there's a pattern to it. Like I'll tell you, from the tools that we're using, I'm incorporating AI that we build ourselves into our tennis system. So we noted every Friday this guy is off, or he's work from home. So then what we did, I got my HRBP team to go and visit all these people. So they'd go and say, hey, what's up? And they found out, okay, this guy, his mother is not well and she's out of station and she has to go for certain treatment. So he goes on Friday because he has this appointment XYZ, and he takes his mother, and then he spends the weekend with her, and then Sunday he's back and all that. So we offered him work from home officially, that instead of trying to make up an incident every Friday, an emergency, just take Friday work from home. Similarly, we used to do this very simple thing, which was our way of automation at one point. As soon as you log in for the day, it'll ask you, how are you feeling? So from being happy to angry, you know, you just select an icon, but that's it. So now we're using AI to study that and try to find out. So we found one very interesting thing. For example, a particular person, a very senior person, ever since the system was launched like 3 years ago, he's never been happy. And when, you know, my team went to him, you know what he said? मैं आपका इंतजार कर रहा था किस दिन आप आके मुझसे पूछेंगे. And you know, while it was funny, but you know, he had a point. He's like, you put in this feature, and as a person, as an employee of the company, I put in, okay, I'm not happy. But then what do you do with that data? So AI is helping us build those trends, understand those patterns and things, but then ultimately it's the people who will take it further and try to make some further logical or illogical sense out of it. So I think that's there. For tools, yes, just ChatGPT, Copilot, you know, Google, Gemini, whatever. Yeah, just go there. You'll find a lot of tools. You can even look for free tools there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Same questions, but I want you to, Abu Bakr, I really want to understand. So you just mentioned that culture is changing, and I couldn't agree more. But how do you integrate AI into that? Especially because when we talk about culture, it's a very sensitive and difficult subject, right? Because even as a human HR person, it's very difficult for me to understand the culture first and then see how it's going to change. And the people involved in changing the culture are also, you know, the top level management. So it gets difficult and more difficult, right? So how do you think we can integrate AI in that? And what tools do you recommend for that?
So I think from a culture perspective, I think the biggest thing is that you have to look at what values form your culture. So organizations that have innovation as a value, and you know they're working with the 30-year-old technology in manufacturing, let's say. So I worked for an employer जिनका 30 साल से वही मशीनरी है उस पर वो काम कर रहे हैं और पुर्जे चेंज करके इनोवेशन हो जाती है और शायद X number of output from from the machine per day to x plus 2 हो जाती है तो वो समझते हैं innovation है. So I mean that's productivity increase definitely, but when you talk about culture, I think you have to look at, are you willing to change? Are you willing to adapt? Your customer behavior is changing massively. People are shopping online. People are surfing stuff online. They're looking for the same pair of shoes which you buy from Adidas for 40,000 rupees. They're buying it in 27,000 rupees. The same shoe with the same tag, the same box and everything. I met a guy who's selling watches online, and I said, "Why? How did you start?" And he said, I scanned 30 websites, Pakistan, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, these markets, and I found out that a lot of them were sourcing from Thailand and China. So I went down to these two markets, I explored, I built up my supply chain, and I brought stuff that people were from Pakistan were buying via other markets. So I'm selling that online, and he said I used a couple of searches, I spoke to a couple of people. Our behaviors as a consumer are also changing. People, I speak to people in the office. Some people are very tech savvy and they're restricted by the organization they're working for because they're not allowing them to adapt and bring in change. So I think my answer is that you find those people in the system and you will definitely find them. If you're searching, if you're looking for a red car on the road, you will see as many red cars on the road.
Yeah.
We've heard that. So you will find those people. Collect them, bring them over for lunch, talk to them, tell them what do you bring to the table. Okay, let's start. You're doing this, you're doing that. So if there's something common, focus your energies on bringing that to the table of the board. Tell them our people are hungry for this. Let's give it a try. You can start with that. So I'll tell you what I did in one of my last employers. So we brought in a chat board on the HR portal. And what we did was we loaded all our policies onto that, and the chatbot had access to every employee's attendance record, leave record, and then people started playing with the chatbot. They were asking the most stupidest of questions. मेरा manager कब resign करेगा? मेरा bonus कब लगेगा? तो इस तरह के आते थे, and we would read those, and it was interesting because my purpose was not to enable the chatbot to a degree where it would be the best tool, but was to make people adopt this tool. And people started, playing with the tool. It helped, and we grew, and then we brought it to our websites for customer interaction. So, all our websites, customers were putting up questions. They were inquiring about different products and comparing the products as well. So you have a lot of these tools available on websites where you select 2-3 products, you compare. Yes. So the chatbot would do that for the employer. So I think these are some of the test cases. I'll share what I did very recently. So we have around 13,000 employees, and we were renewing our health insurance. So that's a lot of big investment, millions of rupees invested every year. So I had around 3,000 claims for insurance. So I started playing with that sheet, and I started prompting on how many maternity cases, which hospitals, which cities, So it gave me tables, and then I started looking at data where majority of the claims were coming from. So we have 27 companies, and every company, some have 50 people, some have 13,000. Now 70% of the people are in one legal entity. So a lot of that insight helped us redesign our health insurance package. And I went to the management with the data, with the inferences that I had gotten from that claim data. And it was very easy. So I think you can start using these tools.
Okay, everyone, let's welcome Adnan Aftab Saab, who's the CEO of Airlink. Thank you so much for joining in, sir. अच्छा, हम अपनी कन्वर्सेशन को थोड़ा सा आगे लेके चलते हैं, बिकॉज मुझे हिरा की तरफ एक क्वेश्चन आया है इनके आंसर से बहुत ज़्यादा मुझे एकदम पैशनेट होके आ रहा था एक क्वेश्चन के ही वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड कंसिडरिंग यू हैव दैट एक्सपीरियंस when you're integrating AI, considering you're in the manufacturing side, what are the difficulties and the challenging specific to manufacturing? And for example, it's very easy for us to, collect data and, have trainings, but when you are in manufacturing, you're not actually a service business. So it must be very difficult for you. So please do enlighten us.
See, if you are talking about the people perspectives or the management perspective?
Both,
Both
actually.
sides.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'll give you an answer on the people perspective first. लोगों को adapt करना to the AI is different. जैसे is also difficult और उसमें क्यों है? People actually don't know how to say or how to ask questions, they don't actually analyze the situation first. कि अगर मुझे कहीं पे, let's say I will put an example from my company, हमारे एक production के resource हैं and he knows how to do my work, he knows it, but he doesn't know how to write it down. So that's quite difficult to train him on these things. So उसमें ये है कि उसमें आपको person to person coaching की तरफ जाना चाहता है. अभी recently I had an 4 hours training session for extra to extraordinary, जिसमें हमने 1 degree shift के बारे में सिर्फ बात किया. उसमें हमने 1 degree shift के बारे में बात भी यही किया कि अगर आप 1 degree shift पे जाते हैं तो आपकी कम्युनिकेशन कैसे बेहतर होती है, और अगर आप टेक्नोलॉजी को अडेप्ट करते हैं तो वो किस तरह आपको यूज़फुल होती है. सो वहाँ पे लोगों के पास एक्टिविटीज़ कुछ इस तरह थी हमारे पास कि हम उनको बता रहे थे कि आपने अपनी प्रॉब्लम को डिफ़ाइन कैसे करना है. तो जब आपको अपनी प्रॉब्लम डिफ़ाइन करनी आती है तभी आपको डेटा को लर्न करना आता है, अदरवाइज़ यू कैन नॉट कंक्लूड एनीथिंग. आप जब तक आपको नहीं पता होगा डेटा एनालिटिक्स वर्क कैसे करते हैं वो समझ में नहीं आ सकता. सो every time I see people working on something or like that, I ask them to at least make your data on the Excel sheet, और उस Excel sheet से आप integrate कर सकते हैं किसी भी चीज़ के ऊपर, and you can evaluate it and you can decide it. अगर आप अपनी I do agree as a HR professional कि हमारी gut feelings होती हैं, हमारी कुछ होती हैं, लेकिन जब हमारी कुछ gut feeling कुछ और कह रही होती है और डेटा कुछ और कह रहा होता है, so we need to make decision on that. तो वहाँ पे leadership का भी काम आता है और सारी चीज़ें कि वो एक टेक्नोलॉजी को कितना अडेप्ट किया और डेटा को कितना परसीव किया और आपने बायसनेस को कितना रिमूव किया. तो अगर आप फेच डेटा कर रहे हैं, लेट्स से कि मैंने किसी की परफॉर्मेंस किया है, किसी का KPI बनवाया है फ्रॉम द ChatGPT, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ AI, दैट आई एम यूजिंग AI ड्राइविंग द KPIs, और उसको फिर मुझे उसकी आउटकम आनी है. मैनेजर उसको किसी भी फॉर्म में देगा मुझे, क्वालिटेटिव डेटा में जो comments add करेगा, that will be like 3 to 4 lines or maybe a paragraph. So I can ask the AI that just pick these things, positive है, negative है, neutral है, और उसका TNA उसमें से क्या निकला है, what he wants to learn and what he is currently doing. तो आप बहुत specific उसको अगर डेटा को करना चाहेंगे तो AI आपको बड़ा आसानी से वो आंसर कर देगा. और I have done it, I have used the sheets, and उसमें अगर आप करते हैं तो AI आपका टाइम सेव कर देता है. दिस इज सो एफिशिएंट. आप और एंड इफ़ आई लाइक टेक आउट द 6 एग्जांपल्स ऑफ लाइक सैंपल ले लिया मैंने 10 पीपल का और उसमें चेक किया इफ द AI वाज राइट. यस, द AI वाज राइट. सो समटाइम्स हो जाता है, बट बिकॉज इट्स अ टेक्नोलॉजी थिंग, बट अगेन
परफेक्ट. और हिरा ने भी बड़ी खूबसूरत बात की है कि बीइंग HR प्रोफेशनल हमें अपनी गट फीलिंग को भी लेके चलना पड़ता है, बिकॉज इट इज ट्रू.
That's important. We
Because
like
no
work
matter
with people.
no matter how accurate the data is, at the end of the day you are the human touch in the organization. Right? Because the management is going to think about the profits.
यू सी हमने कोविड का टाइम देखा, ठीक है, वर्क फ्रॉम होम देखा,
बिल्कुल.
अभी हम हाइब्रिड वर्किंग पे चले गए हैं. और हम अगर ह्यूमन टू ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन नहीं था, लोगों की मेंटल हेल्थ कितनी डिस्टर्ब थी. देयर इज अ होल केस स्टडीज ऑन इट.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So इसी क्वेश्चन को लेके आते हैं अरूज आपकी तरफ. In your talent acquisition, we often see that even now that we are using AI, just like you mentioned for Amazon as well, there's still biasness. There's still gender inequality in hiring. So what are your thoughts on that? What are the different tools you think are best to use? And not just that, how humans can make it better? Because we cannot solely rely on the tool as well. So how do you think we can make it better?
Okay. There are like multi-layers to your question, so let's take it one at a time, and if I miss out on something, you can let me know. So I think, like I previously said, सबसे ज़्यादा काम जो AI और HR में हो रहा है, that is in the talent side right now, honestly. Globally, that's also what's happening, even in the US, because I've had a recent experience of being there for 1 year and being able to observe companies on how their AI transformation is going so far. So that is what they're also delving into right now. इसमें at the end of the day जो हिरा ने अभी बात की, very interesting. She said कि हम people के साथ, I'm sorry, you said it's a people-centric focus, right? So no matter what you do, you cannot take the bias out of AI, right? It can help you streamline your processes. It can collate work. 3 लोगों का काम 2 लोगों में हो सकता है, या AI can cut down all of that also. Restructuring, a lot of companies are doing that thanks to AI. You've already heard, I think, Microsoft recently laid off in this last round 7,000 employees thanks to AI, right? So tech firms, this is very obvious, of course, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to go to the support functions. So firstly, my quick advice to everyone would be adopt AI as quickly as possible. Yeah, don't be the dinosaur, thank you. So, of course, but keep in mind कि उसके cons क्या हैं. Like I talked about AI hallucinations, which kind of also correlate to what you were talking about. There will always be a human oversight which is needed, जो कि AI का काम double check करे. I've had so many instances where I've asked AI or ChatGPT models or any ones that I'm using, even Copilot. Copilot की generally data जो है ना वो ज़रा validity उसकी ज़्यादा है, honestly, if you ask me in my personal opinion. I've had so many instances where I've asked ChatGPT a couple of questions, and then it just made up answers on its own. And when I asked it to give me exact sources, you know, the exact answer was, you wanted a quick response, so this is all that I could gather in this time.
And do you know their makeup sources as well?
Yeah, and then I'll give you another interesting example for it. So हम prompt engineering की जो हिरा भी अभी बात कर रही थी, and then I asked ChatGPT and I said, but then why did you lie to me? And I kid you not, because I use ChatGPT a lot, like a lot, which is also, I don't know, but critical thinking skills को भी कहीं affect करता है, but well. So, you know, the tone changed. Although it's something that I'm typing into a laptop and it's giving me a response, I'm honestly telling you, go and do it yourself. You will be amazed at how quickly it can check the pulse of how you're talking, and the conversational mode changed into a very distant tone. And it said that, so it came up with a ridiculous response, of course, and then I told it to go and check multiple websites and then give me exact links, which it ultimately did. So human oversight will always be very, very needed, but trust me, there are jobs which can be taken over by AI. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm trying to be very pragmatic when I'm saying this. So I think it's always good to accept change, and जितनी जल्दी से ये change हो रहा है, like I think सबसे पहले भी खुरम ने भी ये बात की, जितनी जल्दी आज आपको एक tool बहुत effective लग रहा है, maybe it's redundant in another 2 weeks. That's how quickly AI is changing. So honestly, I think my word of advice would be to seriously do this. And for all people who are HR practitioners or policy makers, I would strongly urge everyone to also have some kind of ethical guidelines around AI usage in your own respective companies. Because you might not be propagating it as a company, but people who are younger, who are very, very prone to using technology, they might already be feeding a lot of sensitive data into ChatGPT without you even knowing as HR people or as head of departments. So there's a lot of conjecture around this as well, so it's very important to have an AI ethical policy in place कि इसकी usage कहाँ तक है, आप क्या उसके अंदर data, company का कितना sensitive data कर सकते हैं, because at the end of the day, it's an open source model. It's taking data from you and it's learning. So I hope
think
I
that yes,
answered all
yes.
of your questions. Okay.
Very beautifully as well. I think the last point was so important, and not just about companies. I think even your own data that people are getting psychological advice from ChatGPT as well, right? So it's very dangerous, and we really need to be careful.
Even the ChatGPT CEO said, कि I'm amazed how people are trusting the ChatGPT. And he is just amazed कि लोग किस तरह use कर रहे हैं उसे. So we need to realize this.
So we have a CEO on our panel now, and I really want to hear your insights, because हम तो HR professionals के तौर पे बात कर चुके हैं. But being a CEO, sir, how do you think AI is changing your organization?
पहले तो अस्सलाम वालेकुम टू एवरीवन, एंड आई सी सो मेनी फेसेस जो डरे में कि हमारी जॉब चली जाएंगी. कोई जॉब नहीं जाएगी. ये मैं आपको बहुत वसूख से बात कह रहा हूँ. देखें, चीज़ को हमें ना समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है. AI is just a tool. और टूल को आप कैसे यूज़ करेंगे. इफ़ यू पुट द गार्बेज इन, इट गिव्स यू द गार्बेज आउट एंड दैट्स इट. इट विल डू नथिंग. वो आपको डिसीव करेगा. जैसे यू करेक्टली सेड कि समटाइम्स यू आस्क क्वेश्चन एंड इट गिव यू द रॉन्ग आंसर्स. ह्यूमन ब्रेन जो अल्लाह ताला ने बनाया है, इसकी कैपेबिलिटी लिमिटलेस है. तो आप ह्यूमन ब्रेन को यूज़ करें, टूल को एज अ टूल यूज़ करें. मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि मेरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आई हैव द रियल AI मॉडल वर्किंग इन माई फैक्ट्री एज अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंसर्न. हम लोग Xiaomi के फ़ोन्स बनाते हैं. तो मेरे यहाँ 95% ऑफ द प्रोसेसेस, quality validation and production validation is either being done by the machine or by the system. Criticality of the process which you need to understand कि क्या है, उसको आप ह्यूमन से AI पे लेके जाएं so that quality of work आपका बेहतर होगा. AI टूल को आप यूज़ करें अपनी लाइफ जो क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क है उसको बेहतर बनाने के लिए. उससे डरे नहीं, वो खाया नहीं जाएगा, वो कुछ नहीं होगा. मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ. बैक इन 20 years बैक, ये HR रिलेटेड एग्जांपल है. There was a company in UK called the Clear Direction. उनके पास manually they have a system to profile you and they will tell you exactly कि ये बंदा आपकी कंपनी में जो काम कर रहा है. They ask certain questions. They have a series of questions. There are series of discussions. और 8-9 सेशंस के बाद they will give a profile report कि इस बंदे की weaknesses क्या हैं, इसकी स्ट्रेंथ क्या है, ये कंपनी के साथ कितना लॉयल है, ये लॉन्ग टर्म एम्प्लॉय है, शॉर्ट टर्म एम्प्लॉय है, इसके टेम्परामेंट्स क्या हैं. एंड दे गिव ऑल द प्रोफाइल. तो ये कोई नई चीज़ नहीं है. नया क्या है, उस पूरे सिस्टम को उठा के आपने एक टूल में डाल दिया. जो काम उन्होंने 10 सेशन में किया था वो अब 10 मिनट में कर रहे हैं. सो यूज़ दिस टूल टू मेक योर लाइफ एफिशिएंट रादर देन आप इससे डरे नहीं है कि ये नौकरी किसी की नहीं जाएगी. क्यों कि अल्टीमेटली मैं आपको एक और एग्जांपल देता हूँ. आप हायरिंग के लिए आपने अपना AI टूल यूज़ किया टू एक्सट्रैक्ट कि जी मुझे कोई सही कैंडिडेट निकाल के दें. अब मुझे एक बात बताइए, जितने लोग बैठे हुए हैं कितनों के CV रियल हैं? एवरीबडी हैज़ पुट इन सो मच स्टफ इन द CV कि आदमी कहता है यार ये 4 साल के तजर्बे में इसने इतना काम कर लिया है, व्हाट एन अमेजिंग पर्सनैलिटी. मगर जब आप उसको लेके बैठते हैं, AI कैन नॉट डू दैट. But when you interview that person, then you will find it out, oh God, it's all fake.
Actually, there is an example कि real data भी मौजूद है, आप गूगल भी कर सकते हैं. AI ने एक दफ़ा बिल्ली भी हायर कर ली थी क्योंकि the owner of that cat uploaded a CV and something like that, and AI that hired the cat because पूरा orientation module उनका सारा हर चीज़ onboarding AI था. So there is fun examples as well.
Yeah, but you see, AI कहाँ से लेगा? AI एक किसी डेटाबेस से ही डाटा निकालेगा और वो आपको कंबाइन करके देगा. मेरा AI से कहेंगे तो वो शायद मेरे प्रोफाइल, सोशल प्रोफाइल, वो सारी चीज़ें देख के और मैंने क्या क्या काम किया है, मेरे कंपनी जो भी नेट पे जो भी डाटा अवेलेबल उससे करेगा. बस जो रिज्यूमे आपने नेट पे डाला है अपना, वो आपने डाला है. हु कैन वेरीफाई दैट रिज्यूमे के दैट रिज्यूमे इज़ करेक्ट और नॉट? वो आप जब फेस ऑन वन बैठेंगे, जब आप उससे बात करेंगे तब आपको पता लगेगा. तो आदमी की जो पोजीशन है वो कभी ख़त्म नहीं होगी. आप उसको एज अ टूल समझें, बिल्कुल नहीं डरें आप लोग. नौकरी किसी की नहीं जाएगी, ये एक टूल है, इसको टूल की तरह पे करें. जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा था कि मैंने अपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के अंदर कर दिया है, तो मेरे 95% प्रोसेसेस आर द AI बेस्ड. उससे किसी की नौकरी नहीं गई. मैंने क्या किया है, मैंने सिर्फ ये किया कि जो मेरी क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क है, क्योंकि मेरी जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है वो ऐसी है कि बहुत सोफिस्टिकेटेड है, तो मैंने उसको सब जो उसका डेटा वैलिडेशन है वो सारा का सारा ये पे लेगा. बंदे का काम इतना है कि वो सिर्फ मैनुअली किसी चीज़ को ले जाके मशीन पे रख देगा, ये कर देगा, एवरीथिंग इज़ बी डन और फिर वो हो जाता है. तो टूल को प्लीज़ AI को टूल समझे. और मैंने तो उसको एज अ टूल इम्प्लीमेंट किया अपनी कंपनी के अंदर. इवन HR के अंदर भी देयर आर सर्टन एरियाज़ जहाँ मैं समझता हूँ कि यूज़ करें. और सबसे की एरिया है जो हमारे यहाँ आज डिस्कस नहीं हुआ, और वो है परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम. परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम में AI बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा.
बिल्कुल, we were just going to move toward that. Zabardast, and if anyone wants to visit, I have visited. Airlink. Sir ने मुझे खुद tour दिया था, and I think that was one of the most amazing experiences I have had. It's such a clean and well efficient manufacturing facility, and अब मैं तो नहीं invite कर सकती सर, आप खुद ही करेंगे
नहीं,
invite, but it's an amazing place to go and see how actually मुझे तो बहुत मज़ा आया था कि cell phone की testing किस तरह होती है देख के, so it's wonderful, and it's great to see that you have implemented, because now I can even envision, because when I saw it was not based on AI at that time,
No, it was.
but I can see that it would be so different and so efficient at this point, right? So जो सर ने बात की, that's very important, and I was just going towards you, Hira, again. कि हम performance management के ऊपर particularly, and I think we can safely say that it's one of the best tools for performance management, right? AI has been wonderful. Whenever we are using analytics, we can actually see where we are lacking, और आपको organization में multiple चीज़ें पता चलती हैं. But again, considering your manufacturing side, how do you think it's more helpful in the manufacturing?
Again, I think I have spoke about it earlier as well. हमारे जो performance tools हम काफ़ी काम कर रहे हैं in manufacturing, because it's I think अगर आप data को analyze करते हैं performance management tool में, plus दो चीज़ें side हैं. If you are a big scale company, you can invest in big and good AI like tools and everything which are available. But if you are a small scale company and you cannot invest more, वहाँ पे हमें problem आती है HR people को. How can we tell the management that we need that tool? We need to make a decision on the KPI based performance management. I've been working on the balance scorecard manually when I started, and now I use the free tool, that is Jotform. I put all the KPIs and everything and train the managers basically on that, कि आप इसको कैसे use कर सकते हैं, KPIs को वहाँ पे add किया and कैसे data entry हुई, सारे कुछ हुआ. Because हमारी balance scorecard में अगर आप देखें तो आपकी अपनी evaluations भी होती हैं और आपका manager भी evaluate करता है आपको. तो वो जो आपके अपने points हैं, आपने अपने points को कैसे manage करना और कैसे data inputs पे करना है, that is a free tool. और अगर आप उसको use करते हैं for basic 30 team के लिए, that is for $48 or something or $50. That's a very amazing tool अगर आपने बहुत एक छोटे scale के firm के लिए इस्तेमाल करना. So उसमें मेरा काम बहुत आसान हो गया, because I have been doing it manually. उसमें balance scorecard की sheets होती हैं, हर एक की different sheets होती हैं, हर एक की Excel sheets होती हैं. That is it's a great tool. और end में मेरे पास जब उसका distribution आता है, वो automatically मुझे distribution दे देता है कि that is the average, that is high standard. और TNA भी अगर निकालना है आपका, TNA भी उसमें आ जाता है. So it's wonderful. I'm using it and it's wonderful.
And I think that's the note for all the HR professionals here, that you can just start with the free tools.
Yes, free tools.
Yeah.
अब जैसे people आए हैं, I can present to the management. See, we are using the free tools और हम इसको
Ibrahim just started the clap himself.
Good.
Perfect. Wonderful. This is what we needed to learn today, that there are actually cases, in working right now. And balance scorecard is so easy, right?
Actually, we as an HR professional, we learn to first कि हम HR है, AI है क्या, ठीक है. अगर हमें नहीं समझ में होगा तो हम दूसरों को भी नहीं समझा सकते, ठीक है. मैं how can I tell others to use AI if I am not using it? और अब बहुत back end पे जाना पड़ता है. You start to learn about the LLM. You start to learn what is the differentiation between generative AI, agentic AI, agent AI. और फिर आप अपने किसी को भी बता सकते हैं कि what tool are we going to use और वो सारी चीज़ें.
Absolutely. And most of us don't know that we are training our own chatbots, right? Just like Aruj mentioned, even for our platform, we are building a sustainable HR chatbot, right? But we are educating it ourselves. So whatever answer is coming towards you is actually human-based at the end of the day.
Eventually, it's a human.
Eventually, it's human-based. So coming to you, Abu Bakr, I think we're just going to wrap up the conversation after this. And this question is for everyone, actually. What are the different myths about HR that you often hear in your organization?
I think the first one we've already discussed, हमारी नौकरी चली जाएगी. ठीक है, ये तो बड़ा common है. और इसके ऊपर पता नहीं कितने million Google searches भी हुई हैं. I think a lot of times when I talk to people, leaders, is यार ये तो मेकअप करके दे देगा, बंदे की कैपेबिलिटी का कैसे पता चलेगा? ये सो इट्स अ कैपेबिलिटी क्वेश्चन ऑन द इंडिविजुअल. I believe, and my response to people is that if you find someone who's adapting to a tool, using it effectively, delivering result, that is, that's their capability. So why question the tool? The person is demonstrating that they've learned something, they've practiced it, and they've started delivering results using the tool. As you said, it's a tool. So yes, last night my son, he's in grade 10, he was asking me, Baba, school में तो हमें वो chat GPT use नहीं करने देते, आप मुझे कह रहे हैं ये भी करो, ये भी करो. So I put my kids to test, उनको prompts सिखा रहा होता हूँ मैं. And he was asking me, and I was thinking on my way back from a friend's house कि यार ये स्कूल वाले क्या कर रहे हैं बच्चों के साथ? Because I think the bigger question that the globe is asking right now is the ethical standpoint of ChatGPT. It is still a question mark. The standards to which ethics will prevail is a question mark because it has gone so deep now that आपके moral standards society to society vary करते हैं, religion to religion vary करते हैं, और practice बहुत ही varied है. Even in इस audience में भी आप देखेंगे तो हर बंदे का threshold on ethics is different. So the denominator to define AI ethics is not there. I don't know, शायद AI खुद ही define करेगा, लेकिन I think to me this is something that we need to look at, and I believe to answer your question कि myths क्या है, मेरी नज़र में एक myth है कि AI के ethical standards क्या है. मेरे ethical standards मैं use कर रहा हूँ, मैं गाड़ी चलाता हूँ, मैं rash driving करूँगा, abrupt braking करूँगा, traffic rules तोड़ूंगा, तो ये मेरे standard है, मेरी गाड़ी का कोई कसूर नहीं है. So I think मेरे नज़र में एक बड़ा myth है.
बिल्कुल, and I think it's the same when internet came in, right?
Yeah.
We were so skeptical about कि हमारे बच्चे internet use करेंगे, and you are talking about a 10th grader. मेरी university students इस वक्त बैठी हुई हैं, and they keep telling me कि मैम हमें ChatGPT नहीं use करने देते, and मेरे course में full इजाज़त थी कि you can use ChatGPT because इसी generation ने आगे use करना है, तो the quicker they will adopt it and they will learn it. So I think it's just like using internet, the ethical side is on you.
Yeah.
You are very right about that. Aruj, same question to you. What do you think are the myths while we're using AI in HR specifically?
So we've already talked about quite a few. One thing that I would really like to talk about is the fact that आपकी जो critical thinking, and this is not a myth, I would want to steer your question, sorry, in another direction, but I thought we should really talk about this. Critical thinking की जो आपकी capabilities हैं वो वाकई ही कम होनी शुरू हो जाती हैं as much you rely on any kind of AI model that you're using. It does help you, of course. आपके लिए बहुत काम easy बना देता है. You know, it can also make customized travel plans for you. I don't know if you've ever tried it. I tried it. It was amazing, right? You can tell it every single thing. You can tell it I'm how old, how much budget do I have, what are my interests. It will make an entire customized plan for you. So building upon that, I think कि ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम critical thinking जो कि एक human ability है और उसको that is also what differentiates us and makes us an intellectual or a cerebral person. We cannot lose touch of that. There's a recent study by MIT as well जिसमें उन्होंने prove किया है कि critical thinking has gone down since people have started. They did like a test run, and वो you can also read that is easily publicly available online. So I think please hold on to that critical thinking ability of yours, and like I said, AI hallucinations is a very real thing. आपको वो हमेशा सही रिस्पॉन्स नहीं भी दे रहा होता, और जैसे हिरा ने बहुत इंटरेस्टिंगली मेंशन किया कि उन्होंने ईमेल आपको की भी थी. हमें किसी ने कोई we had like some online testing going on. Somebody has used ChatGPT. They pasted the entire thing, और उसमें thumbs up, thumbs down वाला वो जो साइन आ रहा था वो सब कुछ था. So I'm just telling you, so you know, use technology but be smart about it.
Don't lose your human touch. So actually, you converted the myth. So most of the people think that this is a myth कि हमारी human nature खराब हो जाएगी, human centric होगी. It's actually affecting, and it's backed by research as well. Wonderful. I think that was great. So Hira, to you, any myth or even like ethical dilemma? Do you think there is a change in human behavior ever since we have started using AI?
There was some fellow in the room, they said people, I think you said that, people are becoming impatient. I think that's about it, technology, और आजकल हमारा जिस तरह भी हम लोग use कर रहे हैं, we need things in minutes. Fast paced होना अच्छा है when हम कहीं किसी को इंटरव्यू भी करते हैं या हम भी इंटरव्यू देते हैं, वी आस्क देम आर यू इनफ फास्ट पेस्ड, हम उसका स्केल भी पता करते हैं सब कुछ, बट एक इम्पेशेंट होना वो एक डिफरेंट है। आई थिंक कि हमारे अंदर जो कुछ ह्यूमन की क्वालिटीज़ हैं दैट एज वो कम हो रही हैं, हम बहुत इम्पेशेंट हो गए हैं, वी नीड थिंग्स लाइक इन मिनट्स। जब भी चैट जीपीटी तो ऐसे कर देता है तो तुम क्यों नहीं कर रहे? सो दैट्स
Because we have a plan of action in front of you when you're using AI, right with the itinerary as well, when you're planning. So we have this whole thing in front of us in
तो
seconds.
इवेंचुअली हम लोगों को हर चीज़ जल्दी चाहिए।
Quickly, yeah. So, sir, coming to you.
मेरा मिथ बहुत ख़तरनाक है, बिकॉज मैं ज़रा अलग बात सोचता हूँ। नो इट्स नॉट अबाउट दैट, इट्स नॉट अबाउट दैट CEO, इट्स अबाउट हाउ यू थिंक। मैं ये समझता हूँ, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा कि इसको टूल इस्तेमाल करें। जब आप इसके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट हो जाएंगे तो दिस विल एक्ट एज अ दज्जाल। इससे बड़ी बात नहीं कहूँगा। जब आप ब्लाइंडली किसी के ऊपर ट्रस्ट कर रहे हैं, हर बात पे ट्रस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो व्हाट इज़ द डेफिनेशन ऑफ दज्जाल? वो यही है। तो हमें ज़रा सा अपने आप को दीन से कनेक्ट भी रखना चाहिए, हमें अपनी स्किल्स पे बहुत काम करना चाहिए। देखिए, मैं आपको फिर कह रहा हूँ, इस तरह की एग्जांपल्स बहुत हैं। अगर 5 मिनट हैं तो आई विल गिव यू अ रियल एग्जांपल। जब ये सिस्टम्स आते हैं ना, कोई नई चीज़ आती है, बैक इन 2009 जब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के अंदर लीन सिग्मा, सिक्स सिग्मा, JIT, अमेरिका के अंदर फोर्ड इज़ वन ऑफ द जाइंट एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, एंड दे इम्प्लीमेंटेड ऑल दीज सिस्टम्स। और वहाँ पर आया 2009 जुलाई के अंदर रिसेशन, तो वहाँ की मैनेजमेंट ने ये कहा, यार वी हैव द बेस्ट सिस्टम्स इन द वर्ल्ड, और हमने प्रैक्टिस कर लिया और ये कर लिया, एंड दे कट डाउन 50% ऑफ द मैन पावर कि जी हम सिस्टम पे डिपेंडेंट करेंगे। वो ये भूल गए कि यार सिस्टम चलाने वाला बंदा है। तो उसका रिजल्ट क्या हुआ? बैक 3 years ऑन द रोड उनकी सारी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ड्रॉप डाउन हुई, एंड दे हायर्ड द सेम पीपल विद ट्रिपल द सैलरी। तो व्हाट्स द पॉइंट? पॉइंट इज़ कि आप सारे के सारे लोग जो हैं अपनी स्किल्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग करें, बिकॉज जैसे इन्होंने कहा कि जो ह्यूमन कैपेबिलिटी है ना, उसको कोई नहीं मैच कर सकता। आपकी जो थिंकिंग है, AI भी किसी बंदे ने बनाया है। तो हमें अपनी स्किल्स स्ट्रॉन्ग करनी चाहिए सो दैट कि हम AI से कंपटीशन में रहें, हम AI के मोहताज ना हों, वरना हम दज्जाल की तरफ चले जाएंगे। वो मैं नहीं चाहता आप लोगों को कि आप लोग अपने जहन को इस्तेमाल करें, अपने जहन से यूज़ करें, जो कुछ करना है अपनी थिंकिंग कैपेबिलिटीज़ को बढ़ाएं।
Perfect, great. So, before we move towards closing thoughts on this topic, हम AI and HR के ऊपर closing thoughts लेते हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले I would like to open the session to the audience as well, जो बड़े patiently हमें सुन रहे हैं. So, anyone with a question, please, we have a mic here.
Hi there, this is Umar. My question is related to AI-enabled HCM. So, as I am working with Aspire Institute, that is the subsidiary institute of Howard University, and I am working with MBTI assessment for the mentees and running the pilot in Pakistan. So the problem which I am facing is whenever it comes to selection or screening with the AI model, the model is not directly related to companies' own KRAs and OKRs. This is the biggest reason that most of the resumes got rejected just first instance whenever the screening is concerned, because the LLM we are using or the API-enabled transformer we are using, that are not directly programmed or trained with the company's own KRAs and OKRs. So how we are going to resolve this? Because I think this is collaborative effort of the individual company and the developer. After that, we will be able to reduce the biasness whenever it comes to company-owned KRAs and OKRs. So what is your viewpoint on this, being a developer, and what is the viewpoint of HR being a core user of this particular technology? Thank you.
I think Aruj.
Acha, so let me turn. I'm talking to you. इसमें जो है, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but there are versions of even मैं ChatGPT की easier example बताती हूँ, where you can also create profile for your individuals as an individual, and you can train your model that this is me as an individual और ये मेरा profile है. So जैसे you're talking about your own company and you're saying that they are not matching, right, with your OKRs, your criteria जिस पे वो लोग shortlist करें. Create a personalized profile for your company, thank you, for your company, teach it everything. Teach it what your company values, आपकी particular positions के लिए क्या requirements हैं, but this will be in the paid model, it will not be in the free model, that I can tell you right now. And I don't know if you're aware of this also or not, but ChatGPT can be multiple versions hai, and every version is not sophisticated enough to do all tasks. So maybe you also need to research on that first, कि आप कौन सा exactly use करें. But create a profile for your company, feed everything into it, which you can given your ethical guidelines for a company. I don't know वो आपके क्या हैं, but please be aware of that because OKRs और वो काफ़ी confidential भी हो सकते हैं. And then do a test run and see if it makes a difference. Because that's something that I've started doing, and because I've just recently come back, so that's something that I've done for my own company, and it is working, right?
Zabardast, perfect. I hope that was helpful. Perfect. Any other questions?
मुझे ऐसा लगता है, I mean, the whole conversation was around HRs not losing their jobs and people not losing their jobs, but the whole conversation was based around ChatGPT and then basic LLMs and things around those lines. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम पूरी conversation बहुत बेस लाइन पे कर रहे हैं, जहाँ पे हम सिर्फ LLMs को डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. मेरी आवाज़ आ तो रही थी वैसे, बट ओके. हम बहुत बेस लाइन पे डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. अगर हम HR एजेंट्स को देखें, जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस दैट लेडी मेंशन के ChatGPT ended up hiring a cat as well. तो हम अगेन, if you give it the CV, resume to parse and then extract the data out of it, तो वो देखेगी कि आपकी जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन से मैच करिए नहीं. बट इफ़ यू मूव इट टू एन HR एजेंट, जहाँ पे देयर इज़ अ multi-step process, जहाँ पे they'll review the CV, then they'll get on a call, they'll do the automated interview, they'll get to, let's say, a technical interview, pre-screening interview, things around those lines, and they do the KYC in between as well, all being done through, what do you call it, HR agent. तो आपका जो HR का काम है वो massively reduce हो जाएगा. I would say something like 80-90% reduce हो जाएगा. तो I mean, it's good to be optimistic, but my opinion is that it's like you're living in a delulu. Okay, you're not going to lose your job. If you don't get to the HR agent stages and if you keep yourself stuck with the basic LLM models, तो उससे होगा ये कि you're going to come to a point जहाँ पे your CEO is going to tell you that you're done for because they've implemented an HR agent. Because I say that because I've been working on an HR agent myself, जहाँ पे हमने HR की पूरी pipeline को automate किया, I mean recruitment की pipeline को automate किया, and we've worked on a case study as well, जहाँ पे there was a company, I wouldn't name them because there is an NDA in place, but they used to get like 10,000 plus applications per month, and we reduced their recruiters' job from, let's say, I think they had like 15 recruiters at that time, and when they implemented that HR agent, they reduced it down to 3 recruiters. I don't know what happened to those 12 recruiters, but they probably lost their jobs. तो अगर हम baseline पे बात करेंगे, we're still gonna talk basics like jot form use कर लेते हैं, ये कर लेते हैं, वो कर लेते हैं, but the bigger fish is out there and it's like hunting for all of us, but which we're not considering at the moment. The whole conversation was not around it.
Yeah, I want to answer that. So I think you pointed it out right, so, but I think the context that we are having a conversation is Pakistani, number one. So our footprint on the employment side is predominantly on the manufacturing. That's where our manpower is intensive. On the banking side, yes, tech is increasing. We have a big workforce, in terms of hiring that come in on the tech side. So as far as HR agents are concerned, if an employer is not adopting an agent, there are reasons to it. For example, 70% of my workforce is in education. They're teachers, lab technicians, those kind of people. They're not even close to adopting to these tools. So if I bring in a recruitment process with an AI agent who they have to interact with, nobody's going to even come in as an applicant. Their access to a teaching job is going to the college, putting in their application, and then 2 days later getting a call for a physical interview where they do a live demo, somebody rates them, and then they get hired. So if you look at tech, or you look at industries which are service industries where, call centers, for example. Affinity does it, I know. They do a very good job. They hire hundreds of people every month. They fire hundreds of people every month, high attrition. They use agents. But manufacturing, you have people who are technicians, who are machine operators, might be using TikToks and Facebooks and running a smartphone, even an iPhone for that matter. But if you ask them to interact with a tech-based recruitment process, people don't even fill in applications online. They just want an email, just पे बस CV फेंका, 3-second job and they're done. So, yes, you have to improve the UX, but the end user, the consumer of that UX also has to adapt and grow. So I think the problem is not the employer itself alone. I think the market that we're serving or the potential candidates that we're engaging with, that also matters. So if you slowly move towards tech, we have a technology company also. When we hire for that company, so a lot of times we do digital interviews. We don't even call people in. But for a college or a university, even if you're hiring a person who's running the lab, we have to call him in because we need to see what this person looks like. He's going to be interacting with people and students and staff. So I think ये आहिस्ता आहिस्ता adoption आएगी. पाकिस्तान में companies कर रही हैं. But predominantly our market is not overall mature enough to use these tools. I tried a very nice recruitment process with a tech company they were hiring in Saudi, in Neom. So I went through their entire process. It was an amazing experience. I did a 10-minute dedicated video interview where I was prompted 3, 2, 1 and then a question would pop up and I had to respond. And I had to be like till here with my hands in the screen. I had to be visible because wo sara kuch learn kar raha tha. And they were taking cues. So I just did that because I want the guy, a Saudi friend, he's an ex-colleague from Tetra Pak. He said, Abu Bakr, apply karo, just run through the process, give me feedback. So I went through that process. Amazing experience. But frankly, we're not there yet. We have to come to that as an end user as well as the organization that will run this process. I think that's my answer to you.
Perfect.
So don't lose hope.
Perfect, great. Okay, we're going to take one more question from Mohsin
So I
Ishaq
just
sahab.
wanted to comment. Assalamu alaikum ji. I think first of all, I would like all of you to give them a big hand. I think इन्होंने बहुत सारा knowledge दिया है. तो आपके क्वेश्चन पे एक तो सबसे पहले आपने जी बड़ी अच्छी बात की है. मुझे मेरे ख्याल में आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस से पहले रियल इंटेलिजेंस इस्तेमाल करने की ज़रूरत है. उसके बगैर इसका कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है. दूसरा मेरा ये ख्याल है, मे बी पीपल ऑफ माई एजेस, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ देम आर हेयर, बट आई हैव सीन फ्रॉम मैनुअल टू जब कंप्यूटर आया था तब भी ये सारी कहानी चल रही थी, नौकरी चली जाएगी, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. मेरे ख्याल में मैं उस वक्त एक फैक्ट्री में काम करता था, मेरे पास तीन टाइम कीपर थे. वो पिछले 15 साल से एक M1 रजिस्टर होता था 2.5 फुट का, उस पर हाज़िरी लगाते थे. The only thing they need to master if they have to be employable in future was to learn the future skill. वो अगर आप जानते हैं तो किसी भी टाइप की कोई भी चीज़ आ जाए, पहली तो ये चीज़ है कि वो आपके पास एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी है. अब जो आपकी जो चीज़ थी, जो मैंने देखा है इसको ओवर द ईयर, मुझे बहुत सारे टूल्स का लकीली अल्लाह ताला हैज़ बीन काइंड. आई वर्क विद फ्यू ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस जहाँ पे मेरे ख्याल में 10-15 साल पहले से ही ये AI या इस तरह की टूल्स मैं यूज़ करता रहा हूँ. फॉर एग्जांपल रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए वी यूज़ टू यूज़ अ टूल कॉल्ड हायर व्यू. सो इट्स एन एब्सोल्युटली वंडरफुल टूल. जब हमने उसे एक्वायर किया था, वाइल इट वाज अ वेरी सेल्फ सफिशिएंट टूल, बट उसकी जो कहानी थी पीछे, उसके ऊपर कंपनी स्पेंड 2 months एंड एक्चुअली ट्रेनिंग देम. कंपनी की वैल्यू क्या है, वैल्यूज़ भी आप सब हम जानते हैं, पर्टिकुलरली पाकिस्तान के अंदर. दीज आर ऑल वेरी फ्लैशी फैशनेबल इंग्लिश वर्ड्स. वैल्यू वही है, उसका मतलब टेलीनॉर के लिए कुछ और है और मे बी मास्टर्स ग्रुप के लिए उसी लफ्ज़ का कोई और मतलब है और किसी और कंपनी के लिए कोई और मतलब है. तो HR प्रोफेशनल्स या जो मैनेजमेंट की फ्रेटर्निटी है, they used to spend time on teaching that language model on what do we mean by these English, Urdu words and how do we actually train that machine to actually go back and CV shortlisting. आपने ठीक कहा है, बहुत बेसिक काम है. उस टूल के अंदर तो उसकी बाकायदा एक और कपल करके एक और टूल है पाईमेट्रिक्स के नाम से, उसके साथ वो उसकी पूरी साइकोमेट्रिक्स वीडियो इंटरव्यूइंग के थ्रू करता है. और उसके अंदर जो मैंने इस्तेमाल किया हुआ है, मैं उससे पहले भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें इस्तेमाल करता था, ये दोनों टूल ऑलमोस्ट 95% एक्यूरेसी के साथ पूरे का पूरा वो जो कुंडली फिल्मों में हम सुनते हैं इंसान की, वो बना के दे देते हैं.
फाइलिंग करते हैं.
And they're absolutely, by and large, reliable. They tell you that what is the predictability of that talent in first 6 months, then 12 months, and then 18 months, provided you put all those right facts
Yeah.
in those software. That's what I wanted to add जी. तो मेरे ख्याल में इस पे हमें डिस्करेज होने की
Yes.
ज़रूरत डेफिनेटली नहीं है,
Absolutely.
लेकिन अगर आपने वो स्किल्स या कॉम्पिटेंसीज एक्वायर नहीं की तो फिर डेफिनेटली डरने की ज़रूरत है.
Wonderful answer, sir. Wonderful answer.
मैंने आपको वही चीज़ बताई थी कि
That's the
आज से
last
20
one.
साल पहले क्लियर डायरेक्शंस, दैट्स द साइकोमेट्रिक टास्क वगैरह जो करते थे वो अब टूल पे आ गया. तो वो जो 10 दिन का प्रोसेस था वो 10 मिनट में आ गया. दैट्स एक्चुअली व्हाट हैपेंड.
That's. Do you have one more question? Okay. Let's keep it short because we don't have time.
So, Assalamu alaikum all. Mubashra here from Pure Logics. So, my question is related to HR, AI and HR. So, you guys think like anyone can comment on that? Like, can AI voice chatbot conduct initial screening of a candidate, and can that AI select a best candidate for us? Do you think it's a good approach if we can rely ourselves to AI that they can screen the candidates, can choose a best candidate for us? So, what are your comments on these? Anyone can answer. You think we can rely on that?
HR वाले
I
बताएं
think,
ज़रा, मेरा प्रोस्पेक्ट डिफरेंट है.
I think it would vary from what kind of a job you're looking to hire for. It's not something that you would rely on a chatbot to do a selection and bring somebody on board as a new hire. But definitely for shortlisting, initial screening, for bringing something from, let's say, funneling from 20 interviewee candidates to 5 that can be called in person for an interview, yes. And again, that would be again to certain jobs.
Yeah,
That's
depending
perfect.
on the job.
That's
Yeah.
perfect,
Thank you.
basically.
It also, adding to what Abu Bakr just said, it also depends on the hierarchical level that you're looking for. अगर बिल्कुल entry level job है जिसमें आपको बहुत complex critical कोई skill set नहीं चाहिए, so then it's a good way to start. And then of course if you're doing it for the first time, it's very helpful that you always have a human oversight, like I keep saying again and again, and start it at a very base level to see if it really works for your business model as well or not.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you so much to the guest speakers. I think it was a wonderful session. And just to close it off, I feel like कि अगर हम अबू बकर की भी बात को लेते हैं, which was about organizational culture, कि change is key, right? And Hira ne bhi and Aruj and Sir ne bhi, of course, you point out कि and Khurram also pointed this out that whenever things are changing, we are still in the decision-making phase right now. So I think the first thing we need to make sure is that we are actually ready for that change. Just like internet came in, just like the technology came in, Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, अब बहुत आगे जाती जा रही हैं चीज़ें. So we need to be ready for that change. And if we are scared of it, we will never be able to learn it to its full potential. And सर ने बहुत खूबसूरत बात की थी कि इसे डरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, इसको टूल की तरह यूज़ करें. And I absolutely think the same way कि if we will use this as a tool instead of a replacement for human, it would be a very powerful way to move forward. And I think softwares like People are really going to make our organizations more efficient and more sustainable in future. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Let's close this.